In today's video, we'll be discussing 10 inventions created by complete accident. What does a forgotten petri dish have in common with a melted candy bar? Well, they're both accidental discoveries that stumbled into history and changed the world as we know it. Seriously, from life-saving medicine to the snacks in your pantry, so many things we use every single day were never meant to exist. They were glorious mistakes and lab mishaps, happy accidents that prove sometimes the greatest triumphs are born from total failure. Today, we're counting down 10 incredible inventions created completely by accident. Number 10. The Slinky. Kicking off our list at number 10 is the toy that has mesmerized kids and adults. For generations, back in 1943, a naval engineer named Richard James was trying to develop springs that could keep sensitive equipment stable on ships. One day, he accidentally knocked a prototype off a shelf, but instead of just crashing to the floor, it gracefully walked its way down, end over end. In that one clumsy moment, the Slinky basically invented itself. Section 9. Potato chips. At number 9, we have the world's favorite snack, and it only exists because of a cranky chef and a super picky customer. The year was 1853, and a diner at Moon's Lake House in Saratoga Springs kept sending his fried potatoes back, complaining they were too thick. The chef, George Crumb, finally got so fed up he decided to teach the guy a lesson. He sliced the potatoes paper thin, fried them to a brittle crisp, and doused them in salt. His petty revenge backfired beautifully. The customer loved them, and Saratoga chips were an instant sensation. Section 8. Vulcanized rubber. Number 8 is an invention that our modern world would literally screech to a halt without. For years, natural rubber was a nightmare. It melted into goo in the heat and shattered in the cold. Inventor Charles Goodyear was obsessed with fixing it. In 1839, after countless failed experiments, he accidentally dropped a mix of rubber and sulfur onto a hot stove. Instead of melting, the rubber charred and hardened, becoming tough and weatherproof. He discovered vulcanization, a process that made everything from car tires to Wellington boots possible. Section 7. Super glue. Cracking our list at number 7 is the savior of broken coffee mugs everywhere. Super glue. During World War II, a chemist named Dr. Harry Coover was trying to create crystal clear plastics for gun sights. He and his team kept getting frustrated with a formula called cyanoacrylate because it bonded to absolutely everything it touched. They tossed it aside as a useless failure. Years later, while working on jet canopies, Coover ran into the exact same sticky problem. But this time, a light bulb went off. He hadn't failed at making a gun. Sight, he'd succeeded in creating an insanely strong adhesive. Section 6. Saccharin. Our number 6 spot goes to a discovery that completely changed the flavor of sweet. In 1878, a chemist named Konstantin Fallberg was analyzing coal tar derivatives at Johns Hopkins University. At the end of a long day, he went home for dinner and noticed his roll tasted incredibly sweet. He was baffled for a moment, then realized the sweetness was coming from his own hands, which he hadn't washed after work. He had accidentally discovered saccharin, the world's very first artificial sweetener, all thanks to some questionable lab hygiene. Section 5. Post-it notes. Holding down the number 5 spot is the humble hero of every office and study desk. In 1968, a 3-meter scientist named Spencer Silver cooked up a bizarrely weak adhesive. It was a total flop because it could barely hold anything together. A few years later, his colleague Art Fry was singing in his church choir and getting annoyed that the paper bookmarks in his hymnal kept falling out. He suddenly remembered Silver's useless glue. He dabbed a little on his bookmarks, and they stayed perfectly in place without damaging the page. The post-it note was born from a failed glue and a frustrated choir singer. At number 4 is a breakthrough that literally let us see the invisible. In 1895, physicist Wilhelm Röntgen was experimenting with a cathode ray tube in his pitch-black lab. He was startled when he saw a nearby screen coated with a fluorescent chemical start to glow, even though the tube was covered by thick cardboard. He had no idea what these strange new rays were, so he simply called them X-rays with the X standing for unknown. It didn't take long to discover they could pass through skin but not bone, changing medicine forever. Section 3. The pacemaker. Starting our top 3 is a tiny device that has saved millions of lives. In 1956, an engineer named Wilson Greatbatch was building an instrument to record heart sounds. He reached into a box for a resistor but accidentally grabbed one with the wrong resistance when he plugged it into the circuit. The device didn't record sound. Instead, it began to produce a perfect, steady electrical pulse, just like a human heartbeat. He immediately recognized the potential of his mistake. That one tiny slip-up led directly to the first implantable cardiac pacemaker. Section 2. The microwave oven. Our runner-up at number 2 is the kitchen appliance that redefined the term fast food. In 1945, an engineer named Percy Spencer was working on radar technology for Raytheon. While standing in front of a live magnetron, a powerful vacuum tube that generates microwaves, he noticed the chocolate bar in his pocket had turned into a gooey mess. He was intrigued, not angry. He grabbed some popcorn kernels and held them up to the tube, and they immediately started popping all over his lab. He realized microwaves could cook food at incredible speeds, and the idea for the microwave oven was born. Section 1. Penicillin. And at the number 1 spot is, without a doubt, the most important accident in medical history. In 1928, Scottish scientist Alexander Fleming got back to his lab after a vacation and found a mess waiting for him. He noticed one of his Petri dishes with Staphylococcus bacteria had been contaminated by a fuzzy blue-green mold. But here's the crazy part. All around that mold, the bacteria was dead. That mold juice, as he called it, was a bacteria-killing machine. He named the substance penicillin. Fleming's sloppy lab work ushered in the age of antibiotics and has saved an estimated 200 million lives, and counting, from toys that walk downstairs to medicine that saves the world. These stories are amazing proof that a simple mistake can be the first step toward genius. Which of these origin stories surprised you the most? Drop a comment below and let us know. And if you enjoyed these happy accidents, don't forget to like and subscribe for more mind-blowing stories. History is filled with groundbreaking discoveries, but it's incredible how many of them were never planned. They were born from pure curiosity, a keen eye, and the guts to see a brilliant opportunity where anyone else would just see a mess. These accidental inventions didn't just reshape our world. They're a powerful reminder that the next great idea might be hiding in plain sight, just waiting for a mistake to bring it to life. Thanks for watching.